Kylian Mbappé has been caught in another scandal. After a wild party at a nightclub, the police raided the striker's hotel. Toni Kroos is returning to Real Madrid. Paulo Dybala is moving to Turkish club Galatasaray. As for Paul Pogba's new team, we must admit, the Frenchman found a great option. We are talking about this and much more today. This is a hot selection of the most interesting football news. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and like this video to get more news about our favorite game. Your support is very important to us. Let's get started. Kylian Mbappé has caused an uproar in all of France. First, he skipped national team matches due to a fake injury, which, as it turns out from his performance for Real Madrid, he doesn't actually have. Moreover, during the national team's game, Kylian went to a Swedish nightclub where, despite trying to stay out of sight, he was still caught on camera. The next day, he was spotted in a restaurant on Corsica. Deschamps stood up for the national team captain. He's not here. As a private individual, he can do what he wants. Everyone perceives this in their own way, and I'm not defending him just to defend him. The issue is that his personal life is far from private. Things are different for you, and most of the time you're fine with it. Deschamps didn't calm anyone down. Many in France are demanding that Kylian be stripped of the captain's armband, including former French international Jérôme Rotten. Moreover, the Swedish publication Aftonbladet suggests that Mbappé may have broken the law in Stockholm. On Saturday, the police received a report of rape after the alleged victim sought medical help. She was harmed on Thursday, the same day Mbappé arrived in town. Yesterday, law enforcement arrived at the hotel where Kylian and his companions were staying. Mbappé has already responded, "Fake news. It's so predictable. They wrote this the day before the hearing." What a coincidence, right? As if that wasn't enough, journalist Santiago from Food Mercato leaked Mbappé's demands to the national team. The Frenchman allegedly informed Les Bleus that he will only play in important matches. He aims to win the 2025 Ballon d'Or and wants to avoid injuries during unnecessary games. But what about building up stats? How can the national team captain even say something like that? Even Messi and Ronaldo participate in all matches for their national teams. In short, if the media are telling the truth, Mbappé's armband should be taken away, as many French fans are insisting. Paul Pogba is getting closer and closer to a move to Marseille. More and more media outlets are reporting on this transfer, which is expected to happen this winter. For example, Lady Sport now reports that the move is in the hands of the team's head coach, Roberto De Zerbi. If the Italian approves it, the transfer is very likely to happen. Overall, we see no issues with Pogba joining Marseille. First, it would certainly strengthen the club. Second, it's his home league, where Pogba would most likely push himself to the limit to prove he's still capable of great things. And third, Marseille already has one player with a tarnished reputation. We are, of course, talking about Greenwood. His situation seems far more scandalous than what happened with Pogba. Even Onana went through something similar and nothing major happened. So if De Zerbi is worried about the suspension, it probably isn't worth it. It might sound a bit strange, but in Marseille's case, it could be acceptable. You can't spoil the broth with too much butter. They took Greenwood, who, by the way, looks great, and in that sense the club made the right choice. So why not take Pogba as well, especially for free? Except for his salary, of course. No one plays professional football for free these days, or at least almost no one. In the past, it was common for European football players to move to the Turkish league at the end of their careers. Many famous footballers have played there. Roberto Carlos and Franck Ribéry immediately come to mind. But we can also remember players like Shinji Kagawa and Robin van Persie. However, recently, Saudi Arabia has taken away Turkey's ability to sign European football veterans. Saudi clubs are offering contracts so large that Turkish teams simply can't compete. Nevertheless, there are still players who don't want to go to the Desert League and prefer to play closer to Europe. For example, Galatasaray is preparing to compete for Victor Osimhen's contract. The Nigerian, considering his young age, will likely want to stay in Europe. But who knows what might happen? There's also another star from Serie A who could join Osimhen. Todo Fichajes reports that the Turkish club has set its sights on signing Paulo Dybala. The Argentinian could have moved to the Saudi league in the summer, but chose to stay with his team, hoping they would compete for top positions. However, the start of the season has disappointed him. In 7 games, he has scored only 1 goal and suffered 2 muscle injuries. The team's performance has also let him down. Roma currently has 10 points and sits in 9th place in the league. This is not what the Roman fans expected when the club actively signed new players during the summer transfer window. It seemed like Roma was ready to break into the Italian football elite and compete with Inter, Milan, and Juventus for the Scudetto. But so far, they are struggling even against mid-tier teams. Dybala is unhappy with these results. He wanted to fight for trophies in the final years of his career. Galatasaray, however, might be able to offer him that opportunity. Considering the form the Istanbul club is in, they could even challenge for a European title. Barcelona fans booed Nico Williams, who at the last moment refused to join their team. Barcelona fans are booing me. Honestly, I was surprised, but I didn't pay much attention to it because it's normal. Getting booed when you go to an opponent's stadium is normal, but this time all the fan pressure was directed personally at me. It's fine, I think it's fun. As long as there are no insults. Williams' words are quoted by Barca Universal. For those who missed the news, Williams was close to joining the Catalan club, but at the very last moment, the transfer either fell through or something else happened. Afterward, his brother Iñaki Williams even said that Nicolas has no regrets about his decision and that it was one of the best choices he ever made. In the end, the transfer never happened. Now let's talk about the transfers that did take place. The Guardian released a ranking of the best signings from this past summer. Although the ranking only covers the Premier League, it's still worth discussing. According to them, the best transfer is Chelsea's signing of Jadon Sancho. Following him is Solanke to Tottenham, and completing the top 3 is Dora Oshie. In 4th and 5th places are Lyman Zai and Maxence Lacroix. What do you think about Sancho being considered the best transfer in the Premier League? A player who was bought for over 100 million, then his value dropped to 25, he fell out with Ten Hag, got exiled on loan to Borussia, and now he's the best transfer of the Premier League, according to some sources. We're not saying the Guardian is wrong. Sancho looks good at Chelsea. We're just pointing out how unpredictable football can be. In your opinion, what was the best transfer this summer? Let's not limit ourselves to the Premier League and consider all leagues. Go ahead and share your thoughts. Toni Kroos will return to Real Madrid, but unfortunately, it's not the comeback fans were hoping for. Without the German midfielder, the team's structure has weakened. I think fans would be happy if Kroos revived his career and returned to the pitch. But that's not going to happen. Toni is simply obtaining a coaching license at the club's training base. He will be pursuing a Category B license, which means Kroos will gain skills for working with youth and junior football. Such a license does not give him the right to manage top teams or work as an assistant coach. So we won't see him in Real's coaching seat, at least not anytime soon. It would be interesting to see a coaching duo of Alonso and Kroos, with the former as head coach and the latter as his assistant. However, Kroos is getting the license for other reasons. He has founded a youth academy, and the license is necessary for developing the next generation. Speaking of Kroos's potential coaching career in top-level football, he once mentioned that he's tired of constant travel and hotel life. He longs for peace, which is hard to find in the world of big sports. That's why I doubt we'll see Kroos as a coach anytime soon. However, I have a counter-argument. Imagine you've spent 10 years in one workplace, gaining a lot of positive experience. One way or another, you'll keep thinking about it. Eventually, these thoughts might push you to try your hand at it again. So could Kroos become a coach after all? We'll see. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video, and be sure to watch our previous video. It just appeared before your eyes right now. See you. Good luck to everyone. Goodbye.